It's a new world, people. It's a new world. We can't follow the rules that are part of an ossified, outdated system, right? And Kari Lake was brought in as a wrecking ball to do just such damage. The Voice of America. Clean house. Hello, everyone. It's Michael here at ThisWay TV. I'm glad you're here getting your news this way instead of that way. Go in the description below. Click on the link to ThisWay Network. It's a long-form Christian content YouTube channel, the sister channel to ThisWay TV, and you can actually watch some content from some other creators there. But I'm also there weekdays live streaming from 8 a.m. to 8:30 Pacific time. We listen to the Word of God, do a little commentary, chat with the people in the chat section. Join us. Okay, I'm completing. This is part 3 of this NPR article. We kind of wading through it, updating on the Kari Lake situation and her position. She should have been governor of Arizona. She should have been senator of Arizona. In the machine, the corruption, the CCP funding, etc., allegedly, I'm going with that, prevented her. Now she's in another position of power, in a position of greater power, and she's doing good damage. Here's the conclusion of this article by NPR. The heading of this section is the firing of the Voice America director. Like, she was appointed to Voice of America. They protested. So Trump said, all right, we'll put her over top of Voice of America. And then she came and fired the director of Voice of America. And so the firing of Voice of America director sought without panel's backing. That's what the judge says. You need a panel to get rid of him. But here we go. The plaintiffs argued that the White House cannot order the firing of Voice of America director Michael Abrahamowitz because such a remove requires the approval of a supermajority of a bipartisan advisory panel for international broadcasting. Boy, does that sound like a bunch of bureaucratic lethargy, the barnacles on the ship of justice. Trump dismissed the members of the panel upon taking office and has not moved to appoint new members who would require confirmation by the U.S. Senate. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio remains on the board by virtue of his primary job. Abrahamowitz's attorney William Schultz said that an effort to switch Abrahamowitz to a job overseeing a handful of staffers at a shortwave radio facility in North Carolina constituted a removal, whether or not he accepted the transfer, which he did not do. So he was taken out of the directorship and he was shuffled off into some little radio position. I guess they couldn't fire him. They just reassigned him. That's hilarious. He didn't accept the job. Oh my gosh. Lamberth, the judge in this case, asked pointedly about Lake's position as well. Lake, initially announced as a senior advisor at the agency, has styled herself as the agency's acting CEO since at least late July, as NPR reported earlier this month, and she attested in a sworn declaration filed to the court. Neither the White House, Lake, nor the agency have provided any documentation of her appointment to that acting position, despite specific and repeated requests from NPR. Under the terms of the relevant statute, Lake does not appear to be eligible to fill the chief executive position on an acting basis. The permanent position requires Senate confirmation. This is the last paragraph. Under the law, an acting CEO must have been the acting chief deputy of the CEO before the vacancy arose or confirmed to a different federal position by the U.S. Senate or a senior agency, blah, 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 right? There's all these protocols. She can only have that position if she first served in this position, that position. It's like, this kind of reminds me of what's going on at the DEA, the Department of Education, not the Drug Enforcement Administration. The Department of Education should be gone. There should be no Department of Education, right? Our test scores have dropped precipitously since that was instituted, right? It's not educating, it's indoctrinating. This is the exact same thing. Voice of America has been a leftist propaganda echo chamber broadcasting falsehoods to the whole world. Shouldn't even exist. So all of these stipulations, the government says you can't do this, have to be approved by the Senate, blah, blah, blah. The whole thing should be gone. Kari Lake is the wrecking ball coming in to do good damage, to fix and clean up the system. Okay, I'm concluding this NPR article. I'll check back for updates on this so you can stay up to speed. Oh, Christian people, your only salvation lies in the power of unity. God is in control.